morning everyone, it's nearly 6 AM and I'm off to work, and I'm going to do a very quick review, kind of first impressions, because I've not really worn it before, and it's from a sample and the company is called DFG, and I found them at Esxence in Milan and I fell in love with this particular fragrance. I didn't realise I had a sample of it. They gave me a sample set and I couldn't see it in there for some reason. And I'm really excited that I do have a sample of it, and so I'm going to wear it today. It's described as a floral green fragrance, and to me it really stood out when I was at Esxence. I found it on my first day and I put some on my wrist. I found myself at Sarah Baker's stall and Jana was actually manning it, and we got chatting and she had a smell and she loved it too. So Jana from the channel Tom Elise really loved this fragrance as well, and I actually went and showed her what bottle it was from because she liked it that much. So how does it smell? It's kind of a fresh floral fragrance. It makes me think of maybe jasmine or gardenia, definitely a white exotic floral, but not really loud and in your face and blousy. There's something a little bit sweet and subtle about it. It's really pretty. It's very pretty, but underneath that floral is a very unusual accord that I've not really experienced before. I don't know exactly what it is. It smells almost like there's a masculine, just put some up here so I can smell it. It's almost more of a masculine or a more earthy feel, kind of like a mineral, maybe an accord with a hint of vetiver and woods and salt or something like that. So you've got a floral, sweet, innocent, jasmine-y, gardenia type thing with an undertone of something sort of woodsy and earthy at the same time, but they're not out of balance. They smell really good together. That's how it starts. I'll come back to you with more. So here we are in Snodland Cricket Meadow. So I'm just outside of work, and this is where I sometimes come to play table tennis, if I can persuade anyone to play with me, but not today. Today I'm just going to talk about the fragrance. So the fragrance is based on a famous historical lady called Freya Stark, and she was born in the late 1800s and lived to be 100 years old. Sorry about the engine noise. Bloody cars. She lived to be 100 years old to 1993, and she was a famous explorer, born in Paris, lived in Italy, and she spent a lot of time in an area called Asolo, and that's what these fragrances are, that's the theme of these fragrances. So this is about her garden in her lovely house in this area, and so it's got sort of a slight aquatic nature due to the ponds in the garden. It's got the jasmine for the florals. In fact, I'll give you the notes: white roses, lotus flowers, jasmine, dark woods, iris, amber and musky woods. It's been on my skin for 9 hours and it's now dried down to much more woodsy and musky fragrance. You can still smell the florals, but they're much more in the background, and there's a really lovely woodsy texture to it. When you first spray it on, it's very pretty. It's much more floral to start with, very pretty pink kind of fragrance. Right at the very beginning there's a slight weird rubbery, almost smoky note, but it disappears within minutes, so it's nothing to worry about. It smells like a very clean floral bouquet, but straight away you do get this kind of peppery, woodsy, textured feel to it. Now as it develops, it gets a bit creamy. There's a really beautiful, like a chantilly vanilla cream, only very light, but it's very nice. And there was a moment when I felt like it smelled a bit like jasmine scented incense, which was lovely. So it's actually quite a complex but very wearable and really enjoyable fragrance, quite safe but a bit different to what you might be expecting with a floral perfume. I did get a compliment when I walked into work early doors this morning. My colleague, who knows I'm into fragrances, did say he really liked the fragrance I was wearing today, although he preferred it in the air. When I got him to smell my wrist up close, he said that's a bit intense, but he preferred it as it was sort of just in my sillage or projecting around me. And I can see how they are a little bit different, and that's the same I think with most fragrances. The perfumer on this one is Roberto Dario, and he's actually a chemist cum perfumer. He's had another line of fragrances that he's done prior to this one. He's done all the perfumes for this house, and he also works as a consultant in the perfume industry. And I think I'm going to leave it there because I've got a busy day. I've still got more work to do, and then I'm going to go straight on to view a house tonight at 7 p.m. because I've had an offer on my house today which I think I'm going to accept, although it's a tiny bit low. I might just do it so I can move on. So wish me luck. The house I'm going to see is absolutely beautiful. It's Victorian style and there's beautiful fireplaces, and I've seen it once, I fell in love, and now I'm going to go back and see it again. So fingers crossed. Thank you for watching.